Hello there, everyone. It's Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astrologist. Welcome to Star Codes, the podcast where we look at an upcoming event in the stars and numbers, the astrology and numerology. In this case, two events in Sagittarius. One is the new moon on December 1st, and the other is on November 25th, Mercury stations retrograde in Sagittarius as well. So there's a big Sagittarian theme that's being activated, which is actually a good thing. Sagittarius is governed by Jupiter, one of the two benefics, Venus being the other benefic. And so Sagittarius does bring joy, expansion, wisdom. And so as you're watching this, we are entering Sagittarius for the next month until the solstice on December 21st when the sun moves into Capricorn. So let's start with the new moon on December 1st, which is so exciting because December in 2024 is an 11 universal month. So when you add 1 plus 2 for December to 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, it equals 11. And the first is also a 1. 11 is made up of two ones, and it's a new moon. So we have a lot of forward momentum energy that is going to activate as a result of this new moon. So we do have an incredible opposition from the sun and moon to Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, which is really good news. Jupiter does bring that sense of seeing beyond the minutia and having a big vision, feeling expansive, feeling joyful, feeling like you can reach out beyond the horizon and look to the future and feel like there is faith and hope for something that is more beautiful and joyful. All of those are epitomized by Jupiter. And then the sun and moon opposite Jupiter are creating a T-square to Saturn. Saturn is at 12 degrees in Pisces. And that is also significant because Saturn brings a sense of responsibility and letting go of egoic thinking. Saturn in Pisces is literally the surrender of the ego to the divine. And that is really a powerful theme right now because Jupiter is the faith in the divine. Saturn in Pisces is the surrender of the ego to the divine flow. And then the sun and moon in Sagittarius represent again that love and joy that is connected to the big picture, to the divine, that faith, that hope. So there's a lot of room here for transformation and new beginnings. And with that incredible code of the new moon on the 1st of December and the 11 universal month of December, we've got a reset button that is very joyful that is being pressed right now. So with that T-square, T-squares are very activating, and they're basically saying you must move forward now. You must not look back. You know, Pluto having just entered Aquarius on the 19th of November for 20 years is a sign to not look back. Aquarius is the sign of the future. And Sagittarius is very similar in wanting to look forward. So we are really at this really wonderful point in this journey, this epic journey that is basically saying the reins are in your hands. You can make this happen. You can literally feel good amidst anything that is coming up. It is in your power to have the faith, to trust in something that is beyond your comprehension, that is beyond human intelligence, and allow that incredible wisdom of the stars, the wisdom of the universe, to guide you, to listen more, and not take the ego in play and try to, force something that is not naturally happening. Now, let's look at one other item here. The new moon is trine to Mars. And that means that Mars is figuring in a very important way. Now, Mars on December 1st has been slowing down because on the 6th of December, Mars stations retrograde. So Mars is much more powerful. Any planet is more powerful when it is slowing down and coming to a total standstill as it changes direction. So this means that you're feeling very positive. It's a trine to Mars, very much ready for action, Mars is a fire planet. It rules Aries. Sagittarius is a fire sign. And Jupiter is also very much in play, the ruler of Sagittarius. So there's this joyful, positive, optimistic sense of moving ahead. And so that is something to really look forward to and understand. Now, the new moon takes place at 6:22 a.m. That is Universal Time on December 1st, which is 1:22 a.m. Eastern Time, and late on November 30th, 10:22 p.m. Pacific Time. So let's move now to the Mercury Retrograde before we return to the Sagittarius new moon, because the Mercury Retrograde begins on November 25th. It ends on December 15th, which happens to be the day of the Gemini full moon. And Mercury rules Gemini, so that's a big deal. And Mercury is currently in the sign that is opposite Gemini, which is Sagittarius. So there is a real exchange going on between the Gemini and Sagittarius, these mutable signs of change, of shifting. And since Mercury and Jupiter are then also feeling this opposition to each other, or Jupiter being in Mercury's sign in Gemini, Mercury being in Jupiter's sign in Sagittarius, the exchange is really heightened, which means positive thinking, optimistic words that really are poised to help you move forward, as opposed to negative words that put a weight on your shoulders and make you feel like you have nowhere to go. All the doors are closed. This is very much an open door feeling. Mercury is very much about communication and curiosity and information. It's the planet of info and data and getting the message across, how you think, how you speak, what your body language is. And so it's about broadcasting the message of energy waves. And it also keeps technology and transportation running smoothly. And I know a lot of us are traveling during this time between November 25th, which is right before Thanksgiving here in the US when the Mercury retrograde starts, and December 15th. Fortunately, by the time we get to the Christmas season, Mercury retrograde will be over. However, we want to look at that Mercury is how we process information. And when Mercury retrogrades in Sagittarius, we are processing information in a very almost like visionary, big theme way. We're looking at big ideas and beliefs because Sagittarius governs beliefs, our belief system. And so we're integrating information during this time when Mercury is retrograde. We digest and integrate through reflection, through revision, and we do that in a way that is relaxed, right? Mercury is slowing down, is in a retrograde. Then Mars joins December 6th. So we have two personal planets in retrograde between December 6th and December 15th. This is hugely important for totally understanding on a deeper level, transmuting, inner growth, not working so hard during this time, because if you make your to-do list too long, you're not going to be able to process and integrate and understand on a much deeper level how your energy is being used, which is Mars, and how your thoughts are running wild. You want to slow them down and come to the point where it's inspiration instead of being constantly inundated with data. So Sagittarius is very much focused on truth and justice, and that also goes for Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. So we're entering a prolonged time now with this retrograde happening, and also Jupiter being opposite in Mercury's sign. There is this sense of talking and communicating and hearing about truth and justice. And so you want to really listen closely and discover the true meaning of what you're hearing, what you're feeling internally, and not second guessing yourself. You want to really truly tune in and explore new spiritual ways and look at what it is that is bringing laughter and lightness. So what lightens you up as opposed to weighs you down. So you want to communicate with total integrity, of course, and also be very open. And you can also be available in a way where you help a stranger or help a friend because there is a sense of reaching out and doing it in a Jupiterian way where you feel the blessings of this time and want to share it even in a spontaneous way. So Sagittarius is a fire sign, of course, and Mercury retrograde is being fired up by the wisdom of this sign, by the knowledge, by the joy, the future, the divine purpose. You want to adapt, be resilient, be open-minded, and have faith, have trust in what you're finding. So feeling at ease with anything that comes your way and having the faith that it is meant to be heard, and that all you need to do is go within and trust that inner wisdom that Sagittarius governs. Now, the sun and moon, like I said, are forming this T-square to Saturn, and that means that you will have more responsibilities during this time, and your self-confidence is directly measured by how much you step up during this time, your willingness to get the work done. So even though Mars stations retrograde on December 6th, during the Sagittarius new moon on December 1st, the sun and moon are trine to Mars, as I was saying. That really boosts your energy and your confidence, and it helps you to yearn for independence, and that also means independence of thought, of course. So one final item, the sun and moon are at 9 degrees, which is the king of numbers. It is the final single digit. The 9 has that big head at the top, which holds all the wisdom of numbers 1 through 8 in that big head. And that could be a head of ego, or it can be a head of wisdom, right? Divine wisdom. So, but 9 also represents endings, being the final single digit. It represents culminations and letting go, coming to a new beginning after this time of release. And so what's important here is that in 2025, we are entering a 9 universal year. So this new moon, in a sense, is broadening our perspective and preparing us for 2025, when there's going to be a major release and new beginnings period. Just like this new moon has all the ones and is a new moon of new beginnings, it also has the 9 of endings, and that absolutely reflects and mirrors the 9 universal year in 2025 and all the slow-moving planets, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, moving to new signs that same year. So it's both new beginnings and endings, which represents the shift, the real movement into the Aquarian age. So I hope you join me for my 11th Ultimate Yearly Forecast. This one, of course, will be on 2025. Just go to 2025forecast.com to watch a short video on it. We will be going live on December 13th. If you can't make it live, we will, of course, have an instant access webinar and all the PDFs that you receive as well. This is going to be a major event, an exciting event. It also covers your personal astrology and numerology for the new year and so much more. Usually goes around 4 hours or longer and is jam-packed and really both practically and spiritually uplifting. So you are going to have this epic guide to this pivotal year, the middle year of our decade, 2025. And I hope to see you on the live stream. There will be a Q&A that will be live as well. You can ask me questions. So see you then. Watch the video at 2025forecast.com. Learn more about the event and have a beautiful new moon in Sagittarius and Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. Sending you lots and lots of love.